G'day everybody. The purpose of this recording is to show people how to make an animation that enables you to compare two postmarks. So the first step is to paste the two images onto a PowerPoint slide. So you can see there I've got the stamp that I'd like to investigate, which is the Diamond Jubilee blue stamp, and I've got the comparison stamp, the penny diadem with the 290 on it. The next step is to align the edges along one side of the stamps and drag the corner of the smaller image until it's the correct size relative to the other stamp. In this case, the blue Diamond Jubilee stamp is slightly narrower than the penny diadem stamp. So I'll just adjust that so that the blue stamp is just a little bit less than the width of the penny diadem stamp. And that looks pretty good. Next, we're going to try and align the two postmarks so that we can compare them. So we just move one postmark roughly in front of the other, ready for the final positioning. It doesn't have to be exact at this stage, just as good as you can, just put it in front of the other one. We'll do the fine tuning in the next step. Okay, after that you just click on that front image, and there's a rotate handle, and if you grab that, it'll cause the image to become transparent, and you can rotate it and drag it if necessary until the image overlaps the postmark behind exactly. And if you click on that rotate handle, you'll be able to cause the transparency to switch on and off, and you'll be able to see where you are with respect to the stamp behind it. That looks pretty good there. We're lined up. Maybe a little bit more of a movement to the right there, and yeah, that looks great. Once you've got that in place, we're going to go through all the stages of creating all the images that are going to be used in the final GIF, and we want to snip each of these images as the transparency is changed in the same manner. So the way that I'm going to do that with this combination is I'm going to use the snipping tool to snip the bottom left, or to crop a picture that has the bottom left, the top vertex, and the right hand vertex, and that'll be the 3 points that define the area that I'm going to snip in these images. And I'm going to do that for each of the images as I change the transparency of the front stamp, and that'll give me exact overlays which I want in the final GIF product. So I snip this image, and I'm going to save that as the first JPG for the GIF. Give it a name, something like 290 PM or 290 PMark 1 or something like that. And we'll do that each time we change the transparency of the front stamp. So here we go. Just grab that bottom left corner. Oops, do it again. Grab that bottom left corner, drag it up, and hit the top, and hit the right hand side, and that'll be my snip, just using the snipping tool. Once I've done that, I can just save that as I said, something like 290 PMark 1. There's going to be 7 images. So now to change the transparency of the front stamp, I choose picture format. I click on the front image first, then choose picture format from the top menu, and then under transparency, choose the second image, which is 15% transparency. I can then snip and save that image as the second image for the GIF. For example, I might call it 290 PMark 2 and save it as a JPG again. And now I've done that, I've got 2 images that I can use in my final GIF. Change that. We want to change the transparency again. So click on the front image again, and then under picture format, transparency. This time we will choose the third image, and the third image gives us 30% transparency. Then we snip and save that image as the third JPG image for the GIF, and we'll call this one 290p Mark III. So each time we do that, we're going to change the transparency of the front stamp, always clicking on that front image, choosing the same menu options, picture format, transparency, and adjusting the transparency one step at a time. Then we go after 30% to 50%, then I think it's 65 after that, and we end up finally at 90% transparency, 80%, 95% transparency in the end. And each time we save those JPG images, and we'll end up with all of the ones ready to go. Once we're ready to go to the GIF, we go to this website. The one that I use is gifmaker.net, and we choose images to GIF, and then we choose all the saved files on the computer. They'll upload, and we're ready to put them into our GIF. You choose your animation speed then. I'm just going to choose 1000 here. Smaller widths, then we'll create smaller files. I'll just make this at 400 and see how it turns out. So if you need to upload it to a place like Stamp Community Forum, then we need obviously something less than 300 kilobytes in the end. If it wasn't small enough, then I'd change that width down a little bit smaller to make it the size that I need. After you do that, you just create GIF, and that button's down the bottom there. Once you click the Create GIF button, you will then have your GIF ready. You can see that you can download, share, or embed, or whatever you want to do with your finished GIF at that stage, and that finished a bit like this. And you can see then that we can see that the comparison between the two postmarks, starting with the blue diamond jubilee stamp and gradually fading to the penny diadem stamp that we'd like to compare it to. We can see that they're a pretty close comparison. That's it. Thanks for watching.